Alright, what's up YouTube? It's your boy DC Ranks here. I'm going to assume this is a voice reveal for most of you guys, unless you know me in real life, or if you were subscribed to my gaming channel back in the day. Pretty much gave up on that. Don't know if I'll ever go back to it, but that's beside the point. Before I get on to the subject of this video, I'm going to go over a quick couple things about my channel's future. So next week, I got school starting back up again, so I'm going to try to get into a routine and get used to my new schedule for this semester, but I'm still going to try to upload about twice a week. Going to try to do Mondays and Fridays. So once I get back to my upload schedule, I'm going to continue the series I was doing, which was ranking LPs on and off of Monstercat, as well as doing the Monstercat catalog albums. And I got plenty of other ideas for videos for this channel, so don't worry about the content at all. But I am open to suggestions, so feel free to leave comments and stuff. I'm always reading those. I'm also going to try to resume the monthly submissions for you guys, so watch out for the form. Probably on my next videos when I'll make that. Alright, that's enough talk about my channel. Let's talk a little bit about 2020. Just kidding, everyone's heard enough of it already. I just wanted to say how ever since I started my channel, I've gotten a lot more into Monstercat, started paying attention more, and it feels pretty good to be part of this community. I appreciate you guys, all the support you give out, all the opinions. I love reading them. But if you've seen Redhawk's Best of 2016 Monstercat Awards, then you know exactly what this video will look like. That's where I got the idea from. And the only thing that's different is that instead of him getting a bunch of people on Discord to read off some rewards, it's just going to be me talking the whole time because I'm pretty inactive on Discord and too lazy to gather a bunch of people for it. Discord's just not really my thing. However, I am part of the new Monstercat Best of All Time or BOAT Discord, and I recommend you join that channel if you haven't, as it just started. So it's going to be nice to see where that goes. Real quickly, I'll just explain how we got the results for this video. If you didn't fill out the Google form, I basically made a form of a bunch of different rewards and had you guys vote on your favorite of them. I was going to do 20 different rewards for 2020, but I totally forgot one and miscounted. Yeah, I'm an engineer. That's kind of sad. But yeah, so we have 19 rewards. And I didn't do drum and bass or indie dance because those would be really obvious who win. I mean, you could pick literally any Muzz song. And for indie dance, it would probably either be Ellis or Conroe. So anyway, let's just get on to the first award, which is the best intro of 2020. And the first nominee is Caught in the Rays by Ellis.
Step forth, trip into dusk, we fall.
Our second nominee is Genesis by Justin O. Coming up next, we have Memories by Mizell. And our last nominee is Valhalla by Muzz. And the winner for Best Intro of 2020 in a landslide is Caught in the Rays by Ellis. Real quickly, before I forget, I just want to thank everyone who voted in the Google form, and I just want to clarify that a lot of the options that were given were based off of my favorites of the year, but I still took into account a lot of the community's general consensus, or whatever you want to call it. So with that being said, let's move on to the next award, which is Best Debut of 2020. Our first nominee in this category is All Night by Bensley. Next up, we have Feel That Way by Ellis. The third contestant is The Raid by Cage. And last but not least is Friends by Roman Silver featuring Shay. And the winner for Best Debut of 2020 goes to Cage, The Raid.
in a mosh pit.
Our next category is Best Return from an artist who has been away from the label for at least a year. Most of these are about 2 years removed from the label. And our first nominee is Subtact with his song Bite.
I don't bite.
Next up, we have 2 artists on one song, those artists being Keizo and Delta Heavy on their song Tormenta. Our third nominee is Drop Tech with his song Back to You. And our last nominee is Ramesis B on his song Forever featuring Zoe Moon. And our winner for Best Returning Artist of 2020 is actually 2 artists. It's Keizo and Delta Heavy. Our next award is Best One-Off of 2020. Pretty self-explanatory. It's an artist that released only one song this year on the label. And our first nominee is It's All Over by Shock One.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Our second nominee is Meant to Be by Ioban and Vin. Our third one-off nominee is Heroes by Throttle featuring Nicolasi. And our last nominee for this award is Better Off Alone by Grant. And the winner for Best One-Off of 2020 is It's All Over by Shock One.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Next award up on the list is the Best Remix of 2020. First song being remixed is Half an Orange's Mark Twain, remixed by Glacier. The next song is Infected Mushrooms Walking on the Moon, remixed by Bad Computer. Our third remix is Muzz's Horsepower, remixed by Fool and Tokyo Rose. And our last song being remixed is Reaper's Barricade by Boss Fight. And in a close contest, the best remix of 2020 goes to Boss Fight's remix of Reaper's Barricade. Try saying that 5 times fast. Our next category up is the best compilation of 2020. There were a few compilations that were left out, such as the Monstercat 9-year anniversary comp or Rocket League Legacy comp, but I went for the main Uncaged and Instinct volumes, and our first nominee is Instinct Volume 5. Next compilation up is Uncaged Volume 9. Third compilation of the year was Instinct Volume 6. And the last compilation of the year was Uncaged Volume 10.
Keep on rocking, 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 rocking.
And the heavy favorite of best compilation of the year goes to Uncaged Volume 10. The next award up is Best EP of 2020 or Best Extended Play of 2020, and our first nominee is Roman Silver's Forever Flame EP. The next EP competing for the award is Ellis's Recollection Prospective. Our third EP in contention is Glacier's Temple Inward EP. And the last EP nominated was Cage's The Grave. And the winner for Best EP of 2020 goes to The Grave by Cage. Okay, moving on from Best EP of the Year, we're going to Best LP of the Year, and it's safe to mention that there were only 5 albums on Monstercat this year, which means that only one of them weren't voted in, but the first one that was voted in was Conroe's Level Days album. Our second LP nominated was Coven's Butterfly Effect LP. The third album that made the cut was Justin O's Welcome to the City of Oz. And the last LP nominated was Muzz's The Promised Land. And the winner for Best LP of the Year on Monstercat is, drumroll please, just kidding, you guys know this is a really easy choice. It's The Promised Land by Muzz. Okay, the next award on the list is Best Vocalist of 2020, and I only picked a few vocalists that were featured on at least 2 songs. I know that Coven or Conroe could have made it, but I meant for vocalists that were featured, not ones that produced the song as well. So our first nominee is Emel.
I need a remedy, and melodies always make me feel alright.
Our second vocalist nominated is Jack Newsom.
Yeah, I don't wanna stress, so I need to know if you made it home, alright.
Our third vocalist nominated is, and forgive me if I butcher this, Denike Nadale.
How are you? Keep cutting through. Claim me a night like the other guys.
And last but not least, our fourth vocalist is Essinger.
The secrets on your tongue and the poison in my lungs.
And the winner for Best Vocalist of 2020, and perhaps the biggest gap in any question on the form, is Denike Nadale.
Keep wanting just to see you show up at my door. Et même quand je suis froide, un peu indifférent, tu continues tout de même de montrer tes efforts.
This year featured a lot of great collaborations, but I narrowed it down to 4, and the first nominee for Best Collab of 2020 goes to Just a Gent and Smile with their song Revival. Next up, we got Half an Orange and Afixa with their song Time Travel Kool-Aid.
In the end, the nostalgia, though it tastes fine, I can only drink a couple cause it feels like a lie.
Third collab is Cloud None and Direct with their song Margarita. And the fourth nominee is AU5 and Chime with their song Voidwalkers. And the winner for Best Collab of 2020, I believe this was also my favorite collab, it's Voidwalkers with AU5 and Chime. And the last miscellaneous reward before we move on to songs is Best Artist of 2020. There were a lot of options for this category, as I included a lot of artists that featured 3 or more songs on the label this year, and the first artist that was nominated was AU5. Next artist up, we got ourselves Muzz. Third artist, one of my personal favorites of this year, was Ellis. And last but not least, we can't forget about our boy Bad Computer. And the winner for the best artist on Monstercat in 2020 is Bad Computer. Well deserved. Okay, we're moving out of miscellaneous awards and now we're going to different songs. There were a few genres that I excluded, such as drum and bass and indie dance. Some other genres didn't get in, but I decided to include some ones that I felt were necessary. So our first genre that we're looking at is hardcore, happy hardcore or hard dance. And the first nominee is Don't You Say You Love Me by Gammer and Darren Styles. Next up, we got SOS by Stonebank and Elizaveta. Next song in this genre is Flying Nimbus by Julian Calor and Bo Damien. And the fourth song nominated in this genre was Coming On Strong by Stonebank and Mel, and I ain't gonna lie to you guys, this one's grown on me quite a bit lately. There can only be one winner of Best Happy Hardcore / Hard Dance Song of 2020, and it goes to a happy hardcore song of Don't You Say You Love Me by Gammer and Darren Styles. Our next genre we're taking a look at is electronic or electro. This also includes electro house, all of the subgenres of that. But anyway, our first song nominated was She's Got a Gun by Kuro and McCall. Next up, we got an electro house tune, which is Journey by Tokyo Machine. Third song in the electronic genre is Flashback by AU5. And last, but certainly not least, this is my second favorite song of the entire year. It's Riddle by Bad Computer. And the winner of the Best Electronic/Electro Genre Song of the Year, with the single largest margin of victory on the entire Google form, is Riddle by Bad Computer.
Come on.
Next genre up is Best Midtempo or Synthwave Song of the Year. I included these two together since they're very similar. And the first nominee is Kill Switch by Justin O and Nitro Fun. Next song up is a fan favorite, made the Best of 2020 compilation. A lot of these songs did, but I just now thought of it. Anyway, it's Neo Sol by Sayazan and Essinger. Third song, it made my top 20 Monstercat songs of the year. It's Hysteria by Fool and Scum. And lastly, we got another song that was featured earlier on this list. It's Time Travel Kool-Aid by Fixa and Half an Orange.
We would go to school, but now learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes.
And the winner for Best Mid-Tempo or Synthwave Song of the Year is a mid-tempo song, and by no surprise to me, it's Neo Soul by Sayazan and Essinger. Next genre or featuring is Best Trap Song of the Year, and first up we got Dying by Slippy. Our second trap song nominated is an absolute banger. It's Hades by Slumberjack and FOMO. Third song up is a classic minimal trap song. It's Found a Reason by Smile. And our last trap song nominated is Toxic by Inverness and Amelia Moore.
You're so toxic.
And the winner of Best Trap Song of 2020 is, you guys came through, it's my fifth favorite song of the year. It's Found a Reason by Smile. Alright, we're coming down to the wire on this list. We got 3 different genres coming up that are very, very popular. And the first one being dubstep. And our first nominee is Goodbye by AU5 featuring Knock. I think that's how you pronounce it. Next up, we got a song that was just added to Rocket League as the intro, which I'm pretty hyped about. It's Someone Else by Sullivan King. Our next dubstep song that's borderline future bass is Redo by Crankdat. And lastly, another song featured earlier in this list, it's All Over by Shock One. And the winner for Best Dubstep Song of 2020 is, you guys came through again, it's my favorite Crankdat song, it's Redo. Our second to last genre we got, that's one of my personal favorites, is future bass. The first song nominated is Nobody Else by Nonsense featuring Kara. Alright, our second nominee is Better Off Alone by Grant, which was also featured earlier on this list. Our third future-based song is Midnight Train by More Plastic and Tylen Wynyard. And lastly is a pretty recent release that's really grown on me quickly. It's Resonate by Slippy and Denike Nadeo. And the winner should be no surprise to anyone. It's by the future bass king himself, Better Off Alone. Alright, the last genre before we move on to best song overall is house. Probably it's probably top 2 favorite genres of EDM for me. And our first nominee is Clarity by Bad Computer. Our second nominee is Move Me by Rogue. Our third house song is an absolutely groovy tune by Conroe and Lissa. It's You Gotta Be. Yeah, if I were to make a best cover of the year, it would only be between 2 songs. It would be between You Gotta Be and Better Off Alone. But moving on, our third house song nominated, actually my bad, it's our fourth, is Chasing Clouds by Bad Computer and Denike Nadeo.
I said, ooh, why do you keep chasing clouds? Gonna leave before I feel something, ooh.
Alright, and the winner for Best House Song of 2020 is Clarity by Bad Computer. You guys did it again, let's go. Alright, our final award, and perhaps the most important, is Best Song on Monstercat in 2020. These top 4 songs that were nominated were picked by me as my top 4 favorite songs on the label this year, and I let you guys choose your overall favorite. Once again, I just want to say thank you guys for sticking with me throughout the year, and for watching this video, watching all my videos. If you're not subscribed and you're watching, feel free to click that subscribe button. Self-promotion, you know. But our first nominee, which is my third favorite song of the year, is Somewhere Else by Muzz with Denike Nadeo. Next nominee is my second favorite song of the year, Riddle by Bad Computer.
Come on.
Next up, we got my fourth favorite song of the year, Empires by Rogue. And last, but definitely not least, it's my favorite song on Monstercat this year. It's Ubi by Glacier. And the winner for Best Song on Monstercat this year, drumroll please. I can't believe you guys did this. You picked the underdog. It was an extremely close race, but it's Empires by Rogue.
I